Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to City Skylines 2. This is episode 18. Last time we made some plans, and I am planning on carrying through with that here shortly. But first, the game's actually come out with its biggest update so far since release. One of the bigger changes has been in regards to cargo, but mostly it's little tweaks, little fixes, make the game run more smoothly, kind of across the boards without getting into any details on that. Let's go ahead and play some more of this playthrough here. So we just expanded into a new area. We've got lots of tiles with 32 available to us. It could really do some expansion, and I want to get into that soon. But one really good suggestion was to take some of the bus routes at our overcrowded terminal and shift them to the other terminal that we've set up, separate it out a little bit so fewer buses trying to come in and out, fewer people trying to come in and out of that particular route, and that would ease the burden a little bit. But especially, I think, a second alternative to that, and probably in addition to that, really, is going to be using the subway. Gets all that movement underground, and yeah, I think it's a good way to get people kind of on the go. So first off, we need a subway yard. Now, I know that I'm intending on this area down here being kind of the primary for it, so trying to figure out a subway yard. And this does use tracks, and they can be above ground tracks. So this subway yard being along with the rail yard in existence, we've first off got to get it hooked up. So I'm going to take a moment to pause and make that happen. I don't think we're going to have a lot of traffic with this. And we obviously have a couple of roads this direction that can help us out with this particular project. Okay, well, subway line, quickly pick it up. The subway line, train line will not mix. They're not going to overlap with each other, but that is perfectly okay. I feel like we need to get one closer. Actually, there's still all of this unoccupied territory. Yes, okay. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. That spot's not gonna work. Okay, parking lot here. We can move that medium parking lot. We have to move this as well. Let's just get it out there for now. Oh, that never got raised. We will move it though over to here. Okay, I think we're gonna place it now along here. By the way, look what's cleared up. Traffic was one of the targets. I can see there's just so many buses in and out of here. It's a bit too heavy. Some of this housing is definitely going to have to go, though. Now the question is, how long does it take to get this thing underground? A bit. That's already kind of coming from an above ground position, though. And what does it take to truly be underground? It looks like 60 feet. Which means we need to get it about that far away, huh? Yeah, by the time you get to 60, it's not a problem. The 30 is still a problem. I mean, we can just about make it work, but that's two buildings that are going to have to go. I will free up some of the traffic in the area, though, if we do it like that. So let's just take those two buildings out. Okay. Now the other side, though, same problem. So far we have a kind of one mass connection coming out of the train yard and then cutting through and connecting up to our first train station. So it's all going to kind of wrap through there. Right now, though, our outgoing is just right here. So we've got to get that going. But we need places, we need destinations. So let's see what we can do about these destinations here. Can we add like an underground subway station? It does take up a little bit here. I think something along here might be useful. Let's kind of look. Oh, this whole area is still open. Let's see if we can squeeze it there then.
This is an emergency broadcast to all citizens. Increasing
Now they're all ash trees. Experience a forest fire. That's a new achievement. No notice of where it is, but we have a tornado apparently somewhere. Not seeing any sign of it. Well, the fire is definitely going out in this direction, but we just cannot seem to get it put out otherwise. This, though, has finally gone out. You can see some of the forest burnt out, but a lot of it's still there. Meanwhile, I'm working on the latest portion of our project. We now have an above-ground station here at the airport. While the overall task is far from complete, really, we're just getting started, but we've been sitting on things for a while. We've grown to over 90,000, grown to 76 million. We're making a lot of bank, and there's a lot of things that need to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the subway line tool and make at least the first 2 lines. So this is a line that's going to go right on down to the airport and back again. No reason not to make stops along the way, so we will go ahead and hit up the same stations on the way back. Alright, that is our first 2 subway routes using our airport as kind of the center station that links those 2 together. You can easily hop from one to the other, so you can now use the subway to get to our busiest city center and the airport and our busiest bus terminal and hit up quite a few neighborhoods along the way. In fact, we've got conceded. We don't have anything in Geriatric Town itself, actually. But we do have... No, yes we do. We have one in Geriatric Town, right down here, right? Yeah. And then Little Manhattan. And then to the airport. And then through this neighborhood. And speaking of neighborhood, I don't think this one... Got the little burbs. This is an awfully busy area. We want to get that one named up here at some point. Passengers waiting? 0. Just got placed, but I'm sure it'll pick up soon enough. we've definitely figured out this profit thing is the money's rolling in pretty dang fast. But happiness is good. Behind the face cam here, mostly wealth plus 12. Meaning most of the people are making really good money. Spacious homes, reliable internet service, abundance of leisure time are all positives. Unreliable mail service is a -2, and that is one I want to take care of because the mail service underwent the biggest portion of the update. We have a post office, yes? See, mail service availability. We were processing nothing before. It was a big nothing. Like there was no demand. It wasn't doing anything. Now it is. So we are not keeping up with the overall, which means the post sorting facility is probably necessary. And milestone 15 unlocked. Metropolis. Greatest movie of all time. One of them, anyway. 4.4 million. 15 progression points. 32 more tiles when we already had a fair number of tiles. But of course, we're at that stage where nothing new is getting unlocked. We've unlocked it all. At this point, it's just getting the rest of those tiles and the rest of those progression points. Access is available to everything. 15 progression points though, so what do we want to do with that? Advanced water pumping station might be a good one to stay on top of. We've already got all of the health, all of the garbage management. Education and research, this is probably a good one. Geological Research Center would certainly be good. A radio telescope would do what? Astronomical research facility creates more interest in university studies and increases the likelihood of university students graduating. You know what? Sure. Add that one in this time. Small emergency shelter. Large-scale accidents or natural disasters might not be a bad thing, but I think we want to kind of bypass that and go straight to the large emergency shelter. Don't have enough points for that right now. We are already down to 6. Prison. That space center in the international airport look nice. Large sports park. Okay, post sorting facility that we just placed has 20 employees. There's no mail going through her just yet. Let's go ahead and finish the road first. Make sure we actually have things fully connected. It looks like we almost have it fully connected here. Okay, mail storage extension. Big storage capacity upgrade. Adds an extra 50% on what we already have. Cost is not bad. Space probably is. Oh yes, it is. But we might as well put it back there a little bit. Automated sorting. This is the big one. Okay, we add the automated sorting. Extra loading ramps. More trucks. Doubles the number of trucks. And that's a big one that we need, and that's an extension on the site, right? Yes. Invalid shape. What's invalid about your shape? You don't like? Looks like we're gonna have to scoot it away or something. Yeah, I'm not sure why it feels it's an invalid shape, but move it away just a little bit. Hopefully will give us the yes, it did. We just had to move it away. A single square, single tile. Okay, everything that I had placed previously has been rebalanced, so now there's a much greater need. Alright, well, the road network for Postal is much improved. Should just about have everything taken care of except for this neighborhood. There we go. And our rural road back here. I think we've got it covered. Mail service availability, though, is still not enough for the mail rate. So it looks like we need another post office itself. Well, let's give it some time and see how the new facility does once it is kind of up and running at full strength, because for now she's only just gotten started. It's all the way over here. Yeah, it's still showing 0. Vehicles are not in use yet. We want it running. I mean, the efficiency is 112%. It should be handling 75,000 mail a month, so let it be. Okay, our fire is very close to being put out, and that one's not severe, and that one's already put out. This one's been put out. And the one there as well. So we are right on the verge of being fire-free. Getting awfully close. Getting awfully close. Okay. Traffic. Let's see. We had 2 areas that were pretty bad. Here's one. I'm wondering if bypassing, doing a tunnel and coming underneath and then coming up to link up to the road there, and bypassing this one altogether, you could realistically take a tunnel right from here and then run it over to that road, go in that direction. Alright, we'll see how much of this traffic that's gonna shorten their route, take away from those traffic circles and alleviate some of that traffic. You can see we're getting some awkward traffic movement at the moment, but it is getting used right off the bat, and there seems to be fewer cars going on than there are getting off at that stage. We lost a handful of houses, but really nothing major. And it's going to carry over underneath the highway and then come up right at this traffic circle. Which, yeah, they still got to deal with getting on from there, but there should be less traffic here once a lot of it diverts to this. And that's going to allow them to go actually really both of those directions. So it's going to bypass most of this, or the first portion of this traffic circle. It's going to bypass this traffic circle entirely, and that now turns it into really just kind of right-hand lane. Wow, look at that bus stop. Look at that bus stop. That's a lot of people waiting for buses. And you can see the ramp's already cleared up quite a bit. And with less traffic coming from here, this is flowing fairly well. I mean, look how small the backup is there. Most of it wants to go right there into that right-hander. And there's not going to be as much traffic coming this way because all of them are just going right into that. Oh, look at that. It's almost not used at all now. And you still need to use it if you want to go down this way, but not much happening there. A couple buses. How much people is it able to get on board? That's a full bus. Behind it is a full bus. Blue bus line. Okay, we definitely need to, yeah, line usage is 95%. increase the ticket price a little bit, but we definitely need to assign more vehicles to it. Other areas that were traffic issues. This is all cleared up. No backup at all on it. Is the sub... Let's see, I know I put a subway station down here somewhere. Underground bus station here, and yes, now it's starting to do something. There's 28 passengers waiting. Comfort's good, but looks like could be better. We could add more comfort with a station service. That's cheap, that's easy. Should do that on all the stops along the route. This one only has 7 passengers waiting. It's in a more awkward place, but we're going to go ahead and give that upgrade anyway. Upgrades here. Station services. Multitude. Same sort of thing, though. Passengers waiting 424. There's all your passengers. Station here. Just one passenger waiting. You can see some are definitely getting used more than others so far. This is the same problem as before. I thought this is what they were resolving, but apparently no sign of it. At least not yet. Post-sorting facility isn't visibly doing anything. Though we do somehow have mail service availability and, you know, it's addressing needs. We do have our first research building available to us, the radio telescope, 3.2 million plus 5% university graduation chance citywide. So that's a pretty easy one to include and certainly justify. But what about a location? I don't really want to put it. Got enough going on here. You know what? There is more room. I think it would be kind of cool. What is this again? A disease control center. No upgrades, just you have it or you don't. Now we have it. Fire and rescue, we have the small emergency and large emergency shelter. Upkeep. 20 million? To shelter 25,000 people and has 20 evacuation buses. We don't need that right now. Dang. Community pool. Oh, we definitely need to get a community pool in here somewhere. One building and a few houses. The houses will be replaced. That's fine. Did unlock a new signature building, a fuel plant, plus 2% to industrial efficiency citywide, minus 5% industrial ground pollution, and minus 5% industrial air pollution. So I love that one. And we do still have some space over here for something. Oh, hello, tornado. We have a tornado near the airport. Very near to the airport. No flights coming in at the moment, but there's a whole lot of people in that area. Speaking of, a whole lot of people, look at that. So much of this traffic has moved from the bus stop to the subway. 140 passengers waiting. Let's hope they stay safe. Where I'm from, we do get tornadoes. Very infrequently. Very mild ones. But they do exist. Where I was, when I was in the Army a long time ago. Kentucky, Fort Knox. Yeah, we got tornadoes. Plenty of them. First vehicle I ever owned was totaled by a tornado. So, been there, done that. Speaking of been there, done that, we've now topped $100 million for the first time. Huge achievement on that. That continues to rise quickly. Population is not growing rapidly, but that's because I've done no new zoning for a long time. In fact, I've kicked out quite a few people out of their homes. Okay, tornado has subsided. It has gone away just as the plane is landing. Population, though, is actually still growing. It's just a trend that is trending down. $64 tiles, plenty of cash. Let's start with the obvious land grab and fill that out. That is 10 tiles, 1.1 million, and now we actually own all of that. Everything the light touches, unlock 150 map tiles in a single city, is my latest achievement now. So that's 150 tiles apparently. And you can see it's now all interconnected. We still have certainly plenty of land available to us. This whole pocket is available. We could really do some building into that area. This is all available. This mountainous stuff is available, though not good. Oh my gosh, there's traffic way back here. I can see you. I can see you. That highway is not doing so well with our connection that we have. So might be a good incentive to kind of get into this area and finish our offland highway. Getting the rest of that pocket is actually another obvious one because we've been planning on that. So there's 5 more tiles and 500,000. And then kind of that last northern connection at some stage. That puts the emphasis into here. Let me see what's going on that's so bad here. Nothing. We have a traffic jam of people want to come. I'm guessing there was an accident that just hasn't cleared up yet. Because look at that slow, steady, but moving traffic. And it's, you know, it's only in one lane. A bicyclist or a motorcyclist? She works at Neckbeard's, or she's headed for Neckbeard Mike's Comics. She is an employee. She is educated. And her little moped just going really slow, holding up traffic. But you can see that traffic is now, a lot of it anyway, getting freed up. Yeah, she is just a slow mover is all. It's a moped on a freeway. Doesn't compute terribly well. Worried about how that looks, but doesn't seem to be creating an issue. A lot of that traffic is trying to move around her, and then some of it changes its mind. Slowly but surely, that traffic burden is being eased. Speaking of a traffic burden that's not being eased, we have a cars coming out of a parking lot, damming up what's going on here. Everybody's in everybody's way. Nobody's moving. This is not a traffic issue. This is a we can't figure out where to go issue. So that's not real traffic. That's just idiots blocking each other. That's American traffic. Where it's not a week if you haven't been almost run off the road half a dozen times. Meanwhile, absolutely no issues at this end. And no issues at the ramp. House got abandoned and everybody's leaving it. That's the problem. We have an abandoned house. Waiting for something to disappear because it's totally locked in. Yeah, last episode we fixed a huge chunk of our traffic that was having issues with pollution. We're down to just this portion. We definitely need to get it switched, but I don't want to switch it to industrial. So we've got to make sure that that gets resolved. But I'm really only seeing the one traffic jam, and that's a traffic jam caused... Well, this one's getting pretty bottlenecked too, isn't it? Three houses right here squeezed in. Easy fix. Make it an industrial, commercial pocket. Bridge the gap. Not too many high rent issues here, as it's a lot of smaller lots, and that was done intentionally. We do have, the ability to kind of fill in and connect this up, but that could add more traffic. And this is moving pretty okay, bus station. A lot of foot traffic through there. Yeah, we're doing fairly okay through there. I mean, it's not moving fast, but it's not even considered a jam. It's just that one intersection that you kind of want to stay away from. Not terribly far into the process, but let's look at what we have now regarding transportation. Taxis, 1,300 people a month. Buses, 37,000. That's huge. Train, 7 tourists a month. That's helpful. 2,400 citizens, though. The new subway, just the 2 lines, already moving more people than we're getting from the trains. 3,300, and I'm guessing that number is going to grow pretty rapidly. In fact, it's already more than we're getting through air travel. 3,000. In all, that's 47,000 a month getting moved through public transportation. There's only a population of 93,000. That's half of it. And there's only 9 tourists, so it's not like it's a bunch of outsiders that are being brought in. 62,000 cargo being moved a month, a little bit more through train than truck. No prison, but we have a jail, and it has 0 criminals in jail. Average crime probability, 7%. There are 43 criminals. None of them are actually getting caught, but number of crimes per month is just 28. Crime success rate, okay, that's not that bad. Crime success rate is 18%. A lot of them don't get away with it. The average fire hazard is 20%, though, so that's not a great number. In the education research area, university enrollment is good. College enrollment is on the edge. We might need another college soon. We might need another high school soon. Really surprising that one has made it work so far, but elementary school wise, 12,000 students and just hanging in there as well. Garbage management is just fine. We are processing way more than there is, and the landfill is empty. Healthcare, health slowly climbing, 67% now. Crematorium availability, yeah, we're not doing terribly well with that. After that big incident, a lot of people died. They've not caught up on it. Ooh, okay, water availability on the edge. On the edge. That's one we're going to have to address relatively soon. Sewage treatment's fine, though, but we need more water. Consumption versus production. The excess isn't a lot, but 144 megawatts still sells pretty well for us. And of course, I have not touched that demand all episode. It's a big one that we're going to need to deal with here at some point, but one issue at a time. And the issue we dealt with today, of course, was the simple fact that we had major need for a subway. We got it along 2 fronts now. We can improve that to reach our industrial district. We've got 3 big lines still to put together, and maybe a looping one at some stage. But we'll get there in time. We will get there in time. One by one, we've dealt with a lot of issues, and we still managed to have a steadily improving population with 93,000, 100 million plus, nearly 110 million now. So yeah, things are good. Things are good. Still 49 tiles even after the additions that I just made, which of course, probably for the next episode, I'll go ahead and fill out some new neighborhoods. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.